This is the most remote inhabited island in the UK. It's called Papa Stour. There are no shops, but more importantly, there are no grocery stores on this island. Papa Stour didn't even have electricity until around 1990. But there are 6 people that face the challenges of living on Papa Stour year-round, and they do so by farming. Now don't get me wrong, there is a ferry that has scheduled times in which you can go to mainland Shetland. It's an all-day ordeal, but the inhabitants of Papa Stour can take the ferry, drive to Lerwick, get groceries, and make it back to the ferry on time. And they do. But it's not easy. You can't walk out and grab a kebab when you're hungry, unfortunately. And if you're out of food and the ferry is cancelled, or you missed one of the few departures per week, you're on your own. I volunteered on a small farm, which they call a croft here in Scotland, for 2 weeks.
Good morning, chickens.
And I got a glimpse of what it looks like to live here on Papa Stour.
Excuse me, ladies. Watch out.
Let's talk animals first. Here's Finn and Lily, the cute sheepdogs. They help when it comes to, well, herding sheep. And selling sheep is the main source of income for the croft, as they sell valuable Shetland sheep. You need to feed the rams since they're necessary for lambing season, and the lambs since they're growing. The lambs, rams, and full-grown ewes all require hay, which the croft needs to grow and bundle up into hay bales. One thing I noticed is that everything on the croft works together. For example, there are the chickens, which are used for eggs, and on rare occasions their meat.
Egg time. Wow, 4 eggs.
But the chickens are fed scraps and leftovers from the kitchen as to not waste. Further, when you clean out the coop, you compost the waste. This croft is unique as it uses seaweed to aid in the composting process. Seaweed is readily available on the beach nearby, and there's no shortage of it. But this compost is important because it creates healthy soil needed to grow the food, like berries and cabbage and whatever you want to grow. And you need to feed the plants, protect them, and remember when to harvest them, etc. Then there's upkeep, repairing, maintaining, painting, etc., etc. There's nobody here to help you when the strong, wet, salty wind corrodes the roof of your chicken coop. You have to fix it by yourself. Pretty much every task is more complicated here on the island. For example, people had children here. As you'd probably assume, it's not easy finding a teacher willing to move out here. One time a family did move out and a teacher was hired, but the family didn't like it and left after a few years, so the teacher left too. Now, we might see these difficulties as troublesome and more of a pain than what they're worth. But our lives aren't easy either. Take their point of view. This life, it's peaceful work. No quarterly reports, no deadlines, no managers. And every day you get to work here. Look at it. And look how cute this sheep is. I really enjoyed my time here, and I can understand why people live on Papa Stour. Is this life for me? No. But I think more people than we'd anticipate would choose to live here if they experienced it. Maybe that includes you, and you can experience it if you'd like by doing what I did, going through a program called... I won't directly link to my host's listing as I didn't ask for permission, but there's a link to the journal website.
Oh!
If you'd like to see more of the island itself, I also have a video about that on my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.
Tuffy, I love you, but you must go.